What up schmucks, it's Ace Trainer Liam and welcome to another episode of Form Fight. Form Fight is a series where we take a look at a Pokemon with more than one form or a branched evolution or a counterpart Pokemon. We have a look at the differences between the Pokemon in question and we try and work out which one is the best. And so we can see these Pokemon in action on the battlefield. We also have a Metronome battle between those Pokemon just for a little bit of fun. If you're a fan of Form Fight and you're ready for more, make sure you hit the like button, show your appreciation for this series, and of course hit the subscribe button if you're new so you never miss an episode. With all that out the way, let's take a look at today's challenges. Today we're going to be looking at the two forms of Gyarados, which are Gyarados and Mega Gyarados. Now, when you have a Gyarados in your party, it will always be in its regular form. However, a Gyarados holding Gyarados Sight will be able to Mega Evolve into Mega Gyarados during a battle and will remain that way for the entirety of the battle. But what makes these two forms of Gyarados so different? Let's take a look. Regular Gyarados is 6.5 meters long and weighs 235 kilograms. According to the Pokédex, a tale is told of a town that angered Gyarados. Before the sun rose the next day, flames utterly consumed the town, leaving not a trace behind. There are people who swear that any place Gyarados appears is fated for destruction. As for Mega Gyarados, it's 6.5 meters long as well, but weighs 305 kilograms. Its Pokédex data says that it fires hyper beams in all directions, burning the surrounding area to ash. There are some regions where it's called the Deity of Destruction. The energy from evolution stimulated its brain cells strongly, causing it to become very ferocious. Appearance-wise, both are huge blue serpent-like creatures with fins and barbels, with Mega Gyarados having more girth, oi oi, and several red pods on its sides. In their shiny forms, both forms of Gyarados scales change from a blue to a deep red colour, which many will recognise from Johto's Lake of Rage. Now let's have a look at their typing, weaknesses, and resistances. Regular Gyarados is a dual-type water and flying type Pokemon, which makes it weak to rock and electric type attacks, with the electric weakness being a 4x weakness. Regular Gyarados resists fighting, bug, steel, fire, and water type moves, and is completely immune to ground type attacks. As for Mega Gyarados, it switches things up and becomes a water and dark type Pokemon, making it weak to fighting, bug, grass, electric, and fairy, this time with no 4x weaknesses, and it resists ghost, steel, fire, water, ice, and dark type attacks, and has complete immunity to psychic type moves. Now let's have a look at the stats and abilities of these Pokemon forms. Regular Gyarados is a decent physical hitter with a nice bit of bulk behind it, although its defense certainly could be better, and it's a little bit lacking in speed. Its primary ability is Intimidate, which lowers opponent's attack stat one stage when Gyarados enters the battle. This makes up for Gyarados' lack of physical defense, and thus is very useful for increasing the staying power of this Pokemon. Its hidden ability is Moxie, which raises Gyarados' attack one stage each time it knocks out an opponent. Once set up, this can turn Gyarados into a killing machine as it knocks out even more opponents and gains even more boost to its attack. Coupled with an early Dragon Dance or even a Choice Scarf if you're a bit daring to increase its speed, this thing can certainly clean house. As for Mega Gyarados, it gains significant boosts to its physical attack, physical defense, and special defense, coupled with it reducing its electric weakness from 4x to 2x because of the type change, giving it considerable bulk compared to its regular form. Just be wary of the increased number of type weaknesses it does now have, but of course without question, this Pokemon hits much harder than regular Gyarados. Mega Gyarados' only ability is Mold Breaker, which prevents opponents' abilities from affecting Mega Gyarados' moves. For example, Mega Gyarados can make inner focus Pokemon flinch and can hit levitate Pokemon with ground type moves like Earthquake. This ability gives Mega Gyarados much more freedom when it comes to movesets, although it can make it a little bit predictable, since opponents are going to be very aware that Mega Gyarados has Mold Breaker and may adjust their own strategies once your Mega is revealed. Now it's time for me to decide which of these two forms of Gyarados I prefer, and this is actually a really tough one, because I really like the appearance of both of them, so that's not really factoring into my decision. But I do like that regular Gyarados gets Intimidate, I do like that regular Gyarados gets Moxie. They're such great abilities. In fact, Moxie might be one of my favorite abilities, but at the same time, it's so fragile compared to the Mega, especially with the 4x electric weakness. But then Mega Gyarados does have a lot more weaknesses compared to Gyarados' 2, but it does have that extra bulk, it has that extra physical power, but then of course is a little bit predictable. So I don't really know. I think this is going to be one of those few form fights where for me, it's a tie. I like both of these Pokemon. I feel like both these Pokemon have equal amounts of merit and equal amounts of problems. I can't really decide between the two, and it's awkward because Gyarados is one of my favorite Pokemon, but I can't figure out if I like the regular or the Mega more. There's just too many different pros and cons of each, so I'm going with the tie on this one. I really can't decide. But of course, it's not just up to me to decide, it's up to you guys to decide which of these is your favorite, if you can choose at all. But before you make a decision, let's see these Pokemon on the battlefield. It's time for the Metronome battle. Of course, before we get started, I'll point out these Pokemon have max IVs in all stats, 0 EVs in all stats. They're not holding any items, they've all got neutral natures, they've got their hidden abilities, so regular Gyarados has got Moxie, of course, there's only Mold Breaker available on Mega Gyarados, so it's got that. The only advantage or disadvantage any of these Pokemon get comes from their base stats and their typing. Everything else is all up to the Metronome. Let's go. Here we go, it's Gyarados versus Mega Gyarados, Water Flying versus Water Dark. The battle of the 6.5 meter long sea serpents is underway. Let's find out who's going to win as we see the Mega Gyarados Mold Breaker taking effect. Although the abilities that regular Gyarados have, Moxie is not going to affect not be affected by the Mold Breaker, as we see regular Mega starting off with a Draining Kiss. That is going to do a nice little neutral bit of chip damage, won't restore any HP because of course no HP has been lost yet. We're only on turn 1, steady now. Here's shiny regular Gyarados going for Acid, that's going to hit both Megas, again for a tiny bit of damage there. Here comes regular Gyarados, what's it going to do? It's going to go for Zen Headbutt, which doesn't affect the Dark type regulars. Turn your phones off when you're recording, remember that. Here we go, shiny Mega coming through with a Fire Punch. That is going to be resisted by the Water type shiny Gyarados. Not very effective, doesn't get a burn either. That's unfortunate for the Mega team, but very fortunate for the regular team. Shiny Mega is going to start the next turn off as well with a Magnet Rise. Going to make itself immune to ground type moves, much like its regular counterparts already are with their flying type. Interesting play there. And here's the regular Mega. It's going to follow up on that with a Drill Run, but that doesn't affect the flying type regular Gyarados. So the unfortunate turn for the Mega there. Here is the shiny regular going for Healing Wish, but it of course fails as the regular Mega follows up. What's it going to go for? It's going to go for Metal Claw, which will be resisted because water resists steel. I mean, why not? Here we go with the next round. What will happen? I have no idea. Here's regular Mega coming through with Dazzling Gleam. That's going to do special damage, fairy type damage on both the regular Gyarados, but of course Gyarados doesn't have much in the way of special attack, so not a great hit there. Here's Reflect coming out. That's a great play by shiny regular Gyarados. Basically, it's taking away some of the physical damage that the Megas can dish out. Great play there. And here's regular Gyarados going for Aqua Tail, but it is avoided. Would have been resisted anyway. And here comes shiny Mega. What shiny Mega got in mind? Gonna go for Pin Missile. Interesting play there. Will it get the full 5 hits? Gets 1 hit, and of course it's resisted by the flying type. Only 2 hits as well. Very unfortunate there, but they are chipping away at that shiny Gyarados though. So what is the shiny Mega going to do as it starts off the next turn as well? Goes for Flatter. So it's going to increase the special attack of regular Gyarados and confuse it. Not the greatest play, but the confusion will certainly be a problem for that regular Gyarados. And here comes regular Mega. What's it got in mind? Gonna go for Foul Play. So not using its own attack stat, using the lower attack stat of regular Gyarados, but dealing a nice bit of stab dark damage there. Here is regular Gyarados ignoring the confusion, going for the Metronome. Will the Metronome bless it? Goes for Night Daze. That's not a blessing, as it's resisted by the regular Mega there. Not very effective, but does get the drop in the accuracy that may help the regular Gyarados team there. Here comes the shiny Gyarados as it goes for Roost, restoring that damaged HP. That's brilliant because that's going to bring it right back up to maximum HP, but it does mean it's on the ground for the rest of this turn. Will that be a factor? I have no idea. Here comes the regular Mega. What's it going to do? Going to go for Dizzy Punch onto the shiny there, bringing that HP back down. Not as far as it was, but certainly taking a decent chunk there as shiny fires back with Flare Blitz. My goodness, here it comes. That Flare Blitz is going to be resisted and is going to do recoil damage. Not a great deal of damage there on the shiny Mega, which is unfortunate. Here's the regular Gyarados snapping out of confusion though, completely negating that confusion. Going for Acid, so we get another Acid this turn, hitting both the Megas there. As the shiny Mega looks to fire back. What's it going to go for? It's going to go for Mean Luck, which is a waste of a turn, of course, because no one can escape this battle. The only way to escape this battle is by being knocked out. So shiny Gyarados can no longer escape, but it's sitting pretty right now. Here's Shiny Mega starting off the next turn. What's it going for? It's going for Fissure, but doesn't affect Gyarados. Very lucky there, because that would have been a one-hit KO. My goodness. And here comes Shiny Gyarados going for Shockwave, and that is going to deal a nice chunk, well, I say nice chunk, the tiniest little bit of super effective damage there on the Shiny Mega. And here's the regular Mega retaliating with Water Spout, but it is avoided due to that accuracy drop by one of the Gyarados. But the Shiny Gyarados takes the hit, not very effective, doesn't really put it in any danger right now. Regular Gyarados is going to come back with Psychic Fangs, but it doesn't affect the Dark-type Megas. It's getting very unfortunate when it comes to the Psychic-type attacks that it keeps on getting. It had Zen Headbutt earlier, Psychic Fangs now. Here's regular Mega going for Guard Split. Interesting play. Is it an interesting play? I mean, it swaps its guard, shares its guard with the target. I mean, sure, why not? Here comes Shiny Gyarados with Superpower. That's going to be super effective. That's going to do massive damage. Takes out Shiny Mega Gyarados. Drops the attack and defense of Shiny Gyarados, but the Shiny Mega is down and out. It's now 1 Mega versus 2 regular, and there's the Moxie boost onto the Shiny Gyarados. Regular Gyarados is going to come through with Mud Sport, going to reduce the power of electricity, which of course is a massive weakness on the part of the regular Gyarados team. What is it going to do now? What's the Mega going to do? I mean, regular is going to go for Cross Chop. That would have been super effective if it hadn't been avoided. That would have been it all over, I reckon, for that Mega Gyarados. Here's a Disarming Voice, though. That's also super effective, but of course, Gyarados not blessed with great special attacks, so couldn't deal much damage with that. That was, oh, my goodness. Mega Gyarados looks like it's in trouble here. Gonna go for Soft Boiled, though. Gonna restore its HP by 50%. What a smart play right there. Gonna bring itself right back up to full health, not taking any chances in this Metronome battle. What will the Mega do as it starts off the next turn? What's it got in mind? Gonna go for Fury Cutter. Of course, it's avoided because of that accuracy drop. This Mega cannot catch a break right now. Shiny Gyarados coming through with Tri-Attack. Will it get any status conditions on this Mega from the Tri-Attack? Will it get the Freeze? It doesn't get any of the status conditions there, unfortunately for the Gyarados team. And regular Gyarados goes for a Dragon Dance. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Speed increased and attack increased. Now both Gyarados are at +1 attack, and the regular Gyarados is at +1 speed. It really doesn't bode well for the Mega, does it? Here's a Lucky Chant protecting the Gyarados team from critical hits, which means that's just even more work that the Mega's got to do right now. Shiny Gyarados, what's it got in store? It's going to go for Flame Charge. It's going to increase its own speed by 1 stage, dealing not very effective damage to the Mega, but now both Gyarados are at +1 speed and +1 attack. That is fantastic. Here's Mega Gyarados. What's it got in mind? It's going to go for Metal Burst, and it's going to be avoided. That accuracy drop is really crippling this Mega right now. As we see regular Gyarados starting things off, what's it going to do? It's going to go for Sky Uppercut, but it's avoided. Very lucky that that was avoided, because wow, that possibly could have been a knockout. And here is Slash coming out from Shiny Gyarados. Going to do a decent amount of damage there. Not enough to bring the Mega down to less than half HP. But it fires back. It's going to go for Acid Armor. It's going to increase its defenses, which is a smart play. Sharply increasing the defense so that the Gyarados team are now technically at -1 attack, if you think about it. Unless they get a critical hit. Here's the Shiny Gyarados, going to go for Focus Energy. It wants to get that critical hit. It says, you're going to raise your defense. I'm going to get a critical hit and ignore those defense boosts. My word. And here comes regular Gyarados. It's going to go for Splash. Just for the fun. Just for the lols, mate. That's brilliant. Good job there. Just taunting the Mega. Mega is going to come back with a String Shot. Going to reduce the speed of these Gyarados. Going to bring them back down to regular speed so it has a chance. It was avoided by one of the Gyarados, but there's the now at -1 speed is regular Gyarados because it was a +1. It's now at -1 after that 2 levels of speed drop. Here's Worry Seed coming out from Shiny Gyarados there onto the Mega, going to replace its Mold Breaker with Insomnia, which is a strange play because it now means that this Mega Gyarados is focused. It will not be falling asleep in this battle as it comes through with a rolling kick, but it's avoided again. Mega cannot land a hit right now. My goodness, here comes regular Gyarados with Play Nice, going to lower the attack. just really picking apart this Mega Gyarados. It's so unfortunate for this poor Mega Gyarados. What's it gonna do? Here comes Shiny Gyarados. What's it got in mind? Gonna go for Magnetic Flux, but it's gonna fail. That buys the Mega some time. What will it do in response? How will it back this? It's gonna go for Tail Whip and lower the defenses of both Gyarados there. But one of them avoids it. The regular avoids it. But note that the Shiny Gyarados is now at -2 defense after its superpower earlier. Here's a wing attack from regular Gyarados onto the Mega. Decent hit there. The Lucky Chanters wore off, so Mega can now land critical hits if possible. Here's the Shiny Gyarados. It's back in action, and it's going to go for Shockwave once again. That is going to do super effective damage. It did a great deal of damage there as well. The Mega is in danger. There's a critical hit. Testament to that focus energy that it used earlier. And here's the Mega going for Cross Poison. Really pulling out all the stops now. Hitting the regular, but doesn't get the poison there, unfortunately, for it. And here's Thunder coming out from regular Gyarados, who had a special attack boost earlier because of the Mega's flatter, which means it's going to knock the Mega out, and the Gyarados team, the regular Gyarados team, destroy the Megas. Wow, regular Gyarados went on an absolute rampage there, and it paid off. Well done to the sadistic team of regular Gyarados. So you've heard what I've got to say, you've seen these Pokemon on the battlefield, now it's time for you to make your decision. Which of these two forms of Gyarados do you prefer? Is it Gyarados or Mega Gyarados? Let me know in the comments and explain to everybody why your pick is the absolute best. And that's where I'm going to leave this episode of Form Fight. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. If you'd like to support this channel like these lovely, wonderful people down here do, you can pledge to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/AceTrainerLiam. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.